Tiger fans, who's in the mix for round 22 against St Kilda? It's a pretty winnable game. I know it's going the early call there, but it feels like St Kilda are a team in the areas that we should be able to compete strongly against, and both teams should be going into this game expecting to put up a good show and be a good chance to win after our sort of more than disappointing effort against Gold Coast. Although I thought the effort and intensity was there for the first half, we just couldn't kick straight to save ourselves, which is a whole different video for a whole nother time. But wanted to discuss tonight or today who we think is in the mix for this particular game. Obviously, Jonty Fall is going to be an out with that knee injury. Thankfully, not a bad injury, doesn't need surgery or anything like that, but he will miss the rest of the season. So he is an automatic out. But coming in, Tom Lynch is now available, so that seems like a straight swap. Jonty Fall for Tom Lynch. And then you've got Nathan Broad coming back in and Tim Taranto coming back in as well, who's now been... He was fit to play last week, but they wanted to be conservative and give him another week off, which I completely agree with because whether we like it or not, we were probably never a chance to win this Gold Coast game. So there was no point in risking Tim for it. Better off saving him for the Saints game that we are a chance to be really competitive and maybe win and keep him fresh for that. But if we have a sort of think about how this might look lineup wise, as I said, Jonty Ford comes out, Tom Lynch comes in. I think that's straightforward and a no-brainer. I mean, Nathan Broad coming back in, I guess there might be some thought to give Luke Traynor a rest. I know Uze's mentioned a couple of times that he's had a bit of a hip complaint that he hasn't been able to shake because we've had no one to swap him out with. He was meant to be sub 1 week and then, late changes happen. He's playing a full game. So there could be a bit of a thought to maybe rest Luke Traynor and Nathan Broad comes in and then, someone else steps up and plays on the wing, which is where Luke Traynor's been playing. Tom Sims might be the other one that they look at for Tim Taranto. Now, my theory behind this is kind of two-pronged. So with Tom Sims going out, I think it adds a bit more speed back into our side if we swapped him for Taranto. In terms of backup ruck, Noah Bolter can back up ruck. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like it, but it's something that can be done. Marshall's a beast, and I don't think we've got anything to gain by putting Sims up against Marshall if that matchup occurs. Nank will have his own shit to worry about with Marshall, and I think Bolter could be a bit of a lively type that might give Marshall some troubles around the ground, just getting from contest to contest, being a bit more chaotic. My other reasoning for Sims being dropped is purely tactical from a VFL standpoint, and I don't know if this will be a popular opinion because we should always, I guess, prioritise the AFL team first and foremost, I guess, in everyone's mind. But I wouldn't be against putting a bit of a love and attention into the VFL team at the moment because they need to win one more game to secure at least a top 10 spot, which puts them into the wildcard round for the finals. Now, at the moment, we're operating with no ruckman in the VFL. There's no Fawcett, there's no Kalina, there's no Hayes Brown, there's no Samson Ryan, there's no Lafau. Where Jacob Blight's doing some ruck work, there's a young VFL guy doing some ruck work. I think Cozzy's doing some ruck work. It's a pretty important spot to try and have someone in who can do it at a reasonable level. So I think Sims going back to the VFL provides them with a bit more strength and stability in that part of the ground. It also gives him a chance he can go forward and kick some goals, hopefully build the confidence. Not that he's lacking confidence, but just to get a couple of big games behind him. But I also think it might make our blend look a bit fleeter of foot at AFL level. So, I reckon in the mix, they seem pretty straightforward. Tim Taranto, Tom Lynch, Nathan Broad. Don't think there's anyone else at VFL level necessarily bashing down the door. Josh Gibkiss is going to be not far away. I think he'll play the last game of the season is my prediction. But other than that, there was honestly not too many AFL listed players playing still in the VFL that could put their hand up. So we're kind of got just what's left to come in. So they are my thoughts on who's in the mix. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Is it as straightforward as that? What do you think about the Tom Sims suggestion? And again, I want to stress, he's done zero wrong. This is more about trying to find balance between both sides and giving the VFL team a chance to succeed as well. So hopefully we can find some balance there. But let us know what you all think. and make sure you like and subscribe for more Richmond content, and I'll see you for the next one. Go Tigers.